In 1419, Joan of Navarre became the first Queen of England to be formally accused of witchcraft. This accusation definitely had nothing to do with the fact that Joan was a very rich woman and the English government was desperately in need of money. If you love all things history, then why not follow along? Joan of Navarre, Queen of England, became the first of 4 royal women to be accused of witchcraft in the 15th century. She was the daughter of King Charles the Bad of Navarre and his wife, Joan of Valois. In 1386, Joan was married off to the much older Duke of Brittany, and together they had a number of children. In 1399, Joan's husband dies and she is left as Regent of Brittany on behalf of their son, John V. Interestingly, Joan chooses not to stay in Brittany and instead she remarries to King Henry IV of England. There is evidence to suggest that the marriage of Joan and Henry was a love match. She quickly settled into her role as Queen of England and formed very strong relationships with her stepchildren, particularly her stepson Humphrey, Duke of Gloucester. On a number of occasions, she even sided with her stepson, the future King Henry V, over her husband. In her marriage to King Henry IV, Joan was granted a dower valued at around £6,666 per year, which today is annually about £4 million. His husband dies in 1413 and he is succeeded by his eldest son, King Henry V. Actually, Joan and Henry have a fantastic relationship. He regularly refers to her as his dearest mother. Alongside her dower estate, he grants her the use of royal castles like Berkhamsted and Windsor. But everything changes in 1419 when Joan is accused of necromancy and treason. The accuser was none other than her confessor, John Randolph. He was placed under house arrest, kept prisoner at a number of royal residences, including Rotherhithe and Leeds Castle. Of course, her estates were seized by the Royal Council and used to help fund the war in France. Of course, Joan did lose her freedom. The conditions of her imprisonment didn't reflect those of someone who had been accused of witchcraft. She was allowed to go riding and even received the likes of Humphrey, Duke of Gloucester, and the Archbishop of Canterbury as regular guests. This is all evidence of a political stitch-up. Despite the English victory at Agincourt in 1415, the Hundred Years' War was incredibly expensive and the English were struggling to keep up with the costs. But having access to the funds from Joan's dower estates would have helped to boost the royal coffers. Joan was eventually released on the orders of King Henry V in 1422 when he was on his deathbed. Effectively, Henry V knew that his stepmother was innocent and he wanted to clear his conscience before he met his maker. Because not only was she released, she was also restored to her full dower estate. Despite the best efforts of Joan's children to get her to return to Brittany, she chose to spend the rest of her life in England, dying in 1437 at the age of 69 years old.